I'm Allison. I am 49 years old, and I'm living with type 1 diabetes.
I'm Rob. I am soon to be 52 years old. Been married to Alison for 16 years.
We have an 11-year-old daughter. We live in Glenview, Illinois. I've been there my whole life.
Since she was first diagnosed, I think Allison's been great monitoring her sugars when she's going a little bit high, a little bit low. She's able to monitor it and correct it during the day around her meal times. The times that it can be scary is at night when we're both half asleep, and the normal triggers that would warn Allison that she might be going high or low, some irritability or a temperature change, she doesn't realize those because she's asleep. One time we were lying in bed, and I remember she was throwing the covers off, and I was cold, and then I realized she was burning up. Then I started listening to her, and she was breathing really strangely. So I tried to wake her up. I wanted to test with a finger prick, and I couldn't get her fully coherent to be able to do it herself. So I had to administer the finger prick and check her sugars that way. And we must have been 50 or 40 and going down. I realized I had to administer the glucagon kit. If you're not a medical professional and you've never had to inject anybody, it's incredibly stressful on top of being half asleep and the panic. And you're not even the one who's having the low. So there's the incredible pressure of having to do all these steps correctly in the middle of the night is incredibly stressful. And that's why it was frustrating to have to use that system to help Alison out when she was hypoglycemic.
The first time I needed GVOKE was an overnight situation where I was already asleep. And preceding that, we had been out to dinner and came home and wound down, went to bed, and everything was fine. I was sound asleep, and my blood sugar started to drop. I don't remember if I had an alarm going off on my insulin pump or if it was just Rob sensing it and asking me, what can I get you? Do you need some juice? And I said, I can't ingest. I'm full up to my throat. I can't, certainly couldn't eat or drink enough to get me out of this. And I said, it's time to use GVOKE.
I grabbed GVOKE pre-filled syringe, and I did what Alison showed me to do. I popped the cap off and then inserted the needle in her arm and administered GVOKE.
And that was it. That was the whole ordeal. And we were just kind of sitting there, and I started to feel better, and then that was it. And back to sleep, like nothing happened.
It opened my eyes to how prepared you needed to be.
My advice to anyone having a severe low is to at least have a rescue plan in place so that if it does come on, and especially if you are unable to deal with it yourself, that the people that you are normally around do know and know your plan of action. And you really can't know how debilitating a severe low can be until you've experienced one. In terms of one of the ways to be prepared, I would recommend GVOKE from my own experience, having had to use it, the speed at which you're able to actually pop the cap off and insert it and already have the medicine in you working versus the chemistry kit that we used to have. That's not comparable to me. Anyone who is on insulin is at risk for hypoglycemia or a low blood sugar, regardless of what your personal diagnosis is. And I feel GVOKE is the best option.